Hello everybody and welcome back. Today's tutorial is all about this thing right here. This is the Morphe 350 palette, which really means super warm shades, shimmery, mattes, fall's dream right here. If you just took fall and melted it into like a little tiny container and made them all perfect little shades, this is what you would have right here. I absolutely love this palette. This was like my first real makeup palette, and it's great because these are actually pretty cheap considering of how many shades you actually get in here. It is well worth your money, and this has lasted me such a long time, and I absolutely love this thing. I can't rave more about it. So that is what today's tutorial is all about. We are going with a very warm, very shimmery kind of burnt orange type of thing here. So if you guys are interested, hold that thought. Look, I got lighting. I got a ring light. Things are very exciting here in my world. Got a ring light. I'm so excited. It's perfect. I'm really feeling it. I'm not sweating like I was with my vanity. So I'm very excited about this little gem right here, and I hope the lighting is better in this tutorial. I have a feeling it's going to be great, that you guys are actually able to see everything that I am doing. So nonetheless, let's jump on in here and I'll show you the tutorial about how I get this look from the 350 palette. Okay everybody, to start I'm going to be using this NYX white eyeshadow cream base in the shade Milk. This is obviously optional. I just do it to get a little bit more pigment out of my shades, because if you put something on a white blank canvas, it's going to stand out just a little more, because eyelids and skin tone obviously can be pigmented, and that can lessen the pigmentation of your eyeshadows. So I'm just going in very sloppily and just kind of rubbing this all along my eyelid just to cover up any pigmentation I have. So now that we have our beautiful palette, I mean, look at all these shades. How can you not be in love with this palette? So warm, so fun. I absolutely am in love with this thing. So I'm going in with this Morphe brush. Now this is from a brush set I just purchased from Morphe called the Eye Credible. They do not have numbers on them, so I'll just try to explain them. This one's one of the more larger, fluffier brushes. They're not so densely packed, and it's really good for blending out that transition area. I'm going to be taking those two shades and mixing them together for this transition shade, and taking that larger fluffy brush from Morphe and just going back and forth in my inner crease, going from all the way on the outside to my inner corner. Obviously just going back and forth and blending out that line. Just go back and forth in circular motions. Okay, so next we're going to be taking the same brush that I used for the transition color, and I'm going in with this deeper kind of warmer brown color right here, and I'm just going to take that and go over my transition color just to deepen up that crease a little bit and give us some depth. Same concept, just going back and forth in circular motions, blending that line out completely for a seamless blend. Now this brush is really similar to the first one I used, except for this is a little more tightly packed. You can see it's kind of tapered toward the middle. I'm going in with this darker brown shade and this actual more matte brown shade also. Going back in on those outer corners, just the outer V of my eye really, and then blending that in also toward the inner of my eye. I'm trying to concentrate more of the color on the outer part of my eye and then dragging the excess remaining pigment toward the inner corner. Please everybody do not take a look at my bulbous pimple on my cheek. How freaking gross. Now this brush is more of a flat brush, but the bristles aren't really that tightly compacted, so this will be really good for packing on color. Super annoyed that it cut me off when I was showing you guys that shade I'm using. So on that outer V of my eye, I'm actually using, it's the last row, the third shade in, that very, very dark brown, almost grayish color. Taking that, really focusing on those outer corners of my eye, kind of packing it on, not too crazy because I do want it to blend pretty well, but I'm just kind of focusing it more on that area. And same thing, slightly, not as far as I did over the transition shade, but I'm going to take that and work my way toward the middle, just very lightly. Now this brush is a very densely packed lid brush, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here. It's really, really deep and red, and I absolutely love this shade. So this is good. I'm just going to take this lid brush and really heavily pack some color on there, and I'm going to take it and tap it all along my lid. This is really going to help me build up that deep pigmented color so I get the truest color I possibly can out of this, because we are going to be going in with a different shade and it's going to go on top of this, so this will keep everything nice and deep and warm. So the main key to this is pack the color on as best you can, and you are going to go all the way up onto your lid, right in that transition area, not going any much over that though, because we still want to keep that as dark as we possibly can. I'm going back in with the first brush I've used, that really big fluffy brush, and just taking it and blending some of that stuff out. It'll really help blend everything together and give you a very seamless blend. So just taking that brush and going over your transition color and getting a little bit of that red lid pigment, I like that I said that, right over it, and it'll really help blend them both together. I'm going in with this really, really nice orangey shade. It kind of reminds me of sherbet, and just going over that transition area yet again. That'll really give you just a different kind of transition look. Kind of reminds me of a sunset, so I'm feeling it. Just go all the way over that, blending it all together. Now I'm taking this really, really tapered crease brush and focusing on those outer corners using that deep shade that we did before, and just kind of enhancing that again. Now with this little tiny brush, we are going to take it and we're going to take our MAC Fix Plus and spray the brush. What this is going to do is completely change the shadow that we are going to be using, and I'll show you guys in a sec what I mean. So this shade right here is beautiful. It's so shimmery. It reminds me of like a foiled shadow. So I love it. And when you take that Makeup Fix Plus to it, it completely changes the pigmentation and really makes it stand out. So after we've sprayed that and dipped it into our color, I'm just going to really carefully place that foil shade and just on the inner corners, working my way out. I'm not going all the way because I want to keep the focus on those inner corners. It's really going to make your eyes pop. Guess what? Once again, we are blending our line out, trying not to look crazy. So yes, blend, blend, blend away. Although I've changed my lighting, I'm still not 100% happy, so bear with me all. I just still feel like I am too pale, but maybe that's just my natural being. So I will try to fix it in the next upcoming video. Since I am not doing any kind of a winged liner today, I am going to go in with some falsies to try to really enhance this look here without absolutely doing a wing or anything like that. Obviously going in and doing it on my other eye. And there we go, matching. So now that I have both eyes on, you guys can clearly see I have gone in and done my foundation already and my brows. So we're going to take this flat liner brush with that deep chocolate shade. It's very cocoa-like, with this cute little flat liner brush. And I'm going to go ahead and do that lower waterline. This really helps tie the look together and really makes your eyes pop. I feel like if you smoke out that lower lash line, it brings absolutely all the attention to your eyes. Not that this already isn't, but you know, we like to do things a little excessively here. But it really, really does help that eye color pop, and it ties everything so nicely together. It really gives you the finished look. I'm now going in with this very tightly tapered crease brush, and I'm going to take that in this warmer brown shade right here, taking the color onto that, and I'm just going to go over what I did with that flat liner brush just to warm it up a little bit so it doesn't look so penciled on, because we really want it to be a seamless blend, not so I can't speak, blenda. Want it to be a seamless blend so it doesn't look like we just sat there and drew it on, so it actually looks all blended and flows together very nicely. Taking that large fluffy brush we use in our transition colors and just buffing out that waterline. And lo and behold, our beautiful warm bronzed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial using this Morphe 350 palette. Please subscribe, please comment, and please like down below. I love you all, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye!